All right. How are we looking over here? All right. Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing today? It is Friday morning it's the 20th. I was going to check the time. That's not correct. We're checking the date. 8:58 right now, so we're a little bit early. So let's make sure we're all prepared before we start. Obviously, we need the coffee. Because I don't know about you guys, but I can't even talk to you without coffee. All right, we'll get some water. Honestly, super refreshing. Make sure we get a towel today, guys. We're doing a few advanced stuff. So let's make sure we have a bit of a towel handy. If you have something like this, these resistance bands, a little bit more flexibility, grab those. Because there's benefit to it in the sense that if you have an area where you're not really able to get to with the towel, this will stretch and get that extra reach for you, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to work a lot on the legs, okay? We're going to work on the lower back. And we want to work this hip section here. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of us who have problems with our hips, and we don't even realize we have problems with our hips. The hips, its main job really is to keep us upright. So you have hip flexors in here, and you have these joints. So you have the ball and socket joints in there that do a lot of moving. They can move in all three directions, right? Front, back, side, and rotate, okay? So it's one of the complicated joints and can often get stiffness. Most of us have stiffness without even realizing it. Most of the time, it's not a problem until you start doing stuff like this, all right? So we're going to address a few of those slowly, but a little bit more advanced. So we're going to try to really get the most out of those stretches, okay? So, ready to go? I think we've stalled till 9 o'clock. So, we're not stalled. We're explaining. We're going over things. It's very different. Very, very different. All right, guys. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with the hamstring stretch. Now, traditional hamstring stretch, then we'll do a little bit more advanced, okay? So, obviously, we want to make sure that our back is straight when we do this because we want the tension to be the entire length of this hamstring prior to us leaning forward or pushing it in any sort of way, okay? So we're going to keep that hamstring up, toe up, not too extreme. Don't pull it towards you because you're going to put tension on the knee. Just straight up. Good. Now, we're going to move forward with it. And this is the first one of the day, so let's not go too crazy. Right? We're going to lean forward. We're going to do one on each side. Then we're going to do an advanced stage and try to push it a little bit more. Let's get the kinks out first. Good. Remember to relax into that stretch, right? We're releasing that stretch reflex. It's gonna kick in. You're gonna feel tightness. You're gonna feel your knee tense up. Make sure your back is straight. And from here, we relax the leg, not our back. Good. Just like that. Perfect. Not so bad, right? So now let's do an advanced version. Okay. Now, same thing. We're going to use the towel on our leg. Now, you might need one of these things also. Okay. And what I want you to do, guys, is keep your back straight and be in sort of an advanced position. Now we're going to go extend the leg this way. So you're going to feel it in this portion way before you feel it in the knee, right? Because now we're pre-leaning forward. And now we're trying to lower leg into that stretch. And we're relaxing that leg. Good. Perfect. Nice. You did great. So it's not that insane, right? Make sure also, guys, when you're putting it around your foot, it's down around the arch of the foot. Okay, if you have it up at the toe, you're going to pull your toe towards you, put tension on that knee, right? So we're leaning forward, back straight. Now we are pre-advancing our stretch. And now we're going to lower ourselves into the stretch. We're relaxing this leg. This leg should be relaxed. We're not pushing it down, right? We're letting it sink down. Because if you push it down, you hurt yourself, right? Letting it sink down into that pre-advanced stretch. There we go. Good. See? Not so bad. It's not so bad. All right. Now we're going to work on a bit of our hips. We've done these before, right? Where we bring our legs in and we try with our elbows just to push on our knees a little bit. We're going to do one even more advanced after this, so don't worry. All right, so just small pushes. So you're going to feel it here, and you're going to feel it on the top as well. And that's okay. That's where you're supposed to feel it. And just a small, so when I say a small push, you see I'm not pushing it far, right? It's just a little, just as we say, a smidge. I don't know if normal people say that. I've been saying smidge forever. There we go. Nice, just like that. Good, we'll do another one. And you see the difference. When I release, you see the difference, right? So we push down. Good. And guys, your back should be straight, but it doesn't have to be extremely straight, all right? You can be a little bit of a slouch in this one. Just not too much. Right? Perfect. Now we're going to go really, really advanced. You ready? Here we go. You're going to hold on to one foot, and you're actually going to let your body lean into this one, right? And I want you to get your hip down. I realize it's going to be hard, okay? And try to keep the other side, let the other side spread open a bit, but try to really push that down to the ground without rolling over, right? So you're trying to sit up and you're really trying to get that down to the ground. Yes, you're leaning a little bit, but trust me, there's a purpose to it. A lot of times when it comes to fitness, you know, especially as a coach, we know the benefit of doing these things. You might not see it right away, but it's the long-term benefits. That's what we're shooting for. Right? And we stretch it out and we try to keep that knee down to the ground. Yeah, it's not easy, but that's why they're called advanced stretches. Good. There we go. Nice. So now you probably feel a little bit different in the sensitivity here because the blood flow. That's good. That's what we want. Okay. Apparently we have a visitor. Hello, cat. What? Well, come on. We're doing stretches. You can't. Look at this guy. Can you at least face the camera so you're not rude to all of our visitors, eh? There. Face the camera. Look at this guy. He's doing stretches too. All right. So now we're going to work on our hips some more, right? Because we said we really want to focus a lot on these hips. We're going to do traditional hip flexing exercises, okay? So what we want to do here, now in this hip exercise, what a lot of people get wrong is they tend to feel the need to pull down on their leg, right? Which is really, as you can see, putting that knee in an extreme angle, right? Don't hold it, hold it. I mean, basically on the kneecap, just slightly below, you know, there's like the end part of your bone. So you're not pulling down here. You're pulling up here, right? The other thing you're doing is you're not pulling your knee into your chest, right? So you're not trying to pull down on it. You're trying to lift it up. And that arch is going to happen on its own, okay? So you bring it up. That's it. Now we're going to try to straighten out the other leg. So we're getting that horseshoe. There's a horseshoe shape, which is fascial tissue across the front of your body. And we're trying to just stretch that out. Good. Nice. Now we're going to do another one. Other side, remember, not down here, up here. Okay? And we're lifting the knee up. Good. Right? We're not pushing down on it, we're lifting it up. And this is where a towel would come in handy, because if you have a bit of flexibility issues, in other words, you have trouble reaching your knees, or you have core strength issues where you can't get your knees up that high, you can use the towel, right? And you can do either over the knee, like so, and bring it up, or under the knee if you have knee pain, right? And bring it up like that. So you still get the same benefits, just different positioning depending on some of your restrictions. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Now we've done those two, right? We've done the horseshoe fascial tissue. We're gonna do very similar, but we're gonna keep the leg bent this time. We're not gonna stretch out that tissue. I wanna try to get this leg up as high as it will go, okay? So keep going, keep going, keep going as high as you can get it. That's it. Really try to bring it, like, obviously don't reach for it with your chin, but bring it up as high as you can get it. And let that hip tissue stretch. Good. See, so what we're doing is it's not just about the muscle, it's not just about the tissue, it's about the range of motion that your joint can get. Right? We increase that range of motion, the tightness loosens on its own. There we go. Nice. You guys are doing great so far. How you feeling? All right, good. Now, we're going to do another one here. We're going to let the knees, so feet together, knees straight. We're going to let the knees spread apart and sink down. And we're not trying to push these ones down. Gravity is going to pull on our knees. We're just going to try to relax and let them sink a little bit more. Because what happens is we get here and we feel that tightness, we get a stretch reflex, we tend to hold it up instead of letting it sink down. Deep breath, that's it. Let it sink. You can feel it slowly working its way down. Good, perfect, just like that. You guys are killing it today, you know that? Fantastic. All right, that's done. Speaking of sliding down, I need to slide down. Get my head falling off this thing. It's not easy being huge, you know? Sometimes being tiny would be really convenient, but, you know. I don't know what to say about that. Self-loathing a little bit. Oh, gosh. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Same idea as we did before, right? As we did laying down, but now we're going to push it a little bit. So for those of you who might not be advanced enough, right? Maybe you want to refrain from this. So the reason I'm using the towel, you'll see, it'll allow me to get that much deeper, okay? So we're going to do a clamshell. Now a clamshell, as you know, is one of these things, right? And you do this, and it's a clamshell exercise. What I want to do is I want to get to the point where I can feel the stretch, relax that hip, and then with my arm, pull it that a little bit more. So if you can see, I'm almost getting a 90-degree angle, right? My knee is going straight up while this is on the ground. That's where you want to be, and you can be even further if you continue. Now remember, guys, don't feel bad. I wasn't able to do this at first, right? Like everything, this is time and effort. Think of it like a piggy bank, right? You don't put a penny in the piggy bank and expect it to be rich. Right? It's not going to be full. You put in a penny, right? You put in a penny here and a penny there. The next thing you know, you got $100 in there, right? Then you start saying, "Hey, I can do good. This is pretty easy." Then you start putting in toonies and loonies. Next thing you know, you got $500 in there. Then you're going on trips based on your change jar, right? I know it sounds crazy, but it's possible. So there we go, guys. You see, so now you're encouraging that deeper stretch in those hips by just pulling on it with the towel. Fantastic. You guys doing great. Those hips are really taking a stretch fest today, right? That's okay. And we need those. Okay, the hips need to be stretched out. So next thing we're going to do is a child's pose, which you know, we've done this before, so don't worry too much about it. But now that your hips are nice and stretched out and your hamstrings are stretched out, you're going to notice that as you come down, you're going to be able to get a little bit deeper. So when you come down, inch yourself towards your feet a bit, right? So get yourself really down on your feet. And then stretch down. Good. Just like that. Right? Fantastic. Doing great. And this helps because we're getting a little bit of back stretch in there too. Which we're going to do another advanced stretch for the back later. Okay, let's go down. Very nice. Good. Great job, guys. Great job. Okay, last stretch we're going to do for the hips is going to be from this position. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Open your knees a bit, okay? So I'll do it facing this way. So we're going to open our knees a bit. All right, so now we're fully solid. And here's what you're going to do. And remember, guys, if you're not advanced, that's okay. You're going to try to get up onto your hips. Right? And you're on your toes a bit, but that's okay. Eventually, you'll get down on your flat feet. Right? And that's it. And you just relax into that. Good. So this is our frog position. Very good. And back down slowly and controlled. Very nice. See, you're getting it. You're doing great. Okay. So now we're going to work on our glutes. And we're going to work on our back at the same time. Okay? So here's how it's going to work. You remember this one. Okay? The sitting Indian style. We eliminate this leg. Right? And we have the knee right here. We're going to try to bring our center of our chest down to our knee. So down we go. Right? And we try to get the elbows down like so. And we relax, and you're going to feel that tension running along right in here. You relax. Good, just like that. That's it. We calm down. And we're almost done. 2 seconds to go. Perfect. Now, before getting out of it, here we go. You ready? We're going to add, with our hands, a cobra stretch to get that back stretched out. All right, which will add a little bit extra tension on that glute. You get that stretch even deeper on the glute. You get that stretch on the back. Good job. You guys are killing it. This is great. We're almost done, by the way. Only a couple more to do. Here we go. We're going to do the other side. Same thing. Now you're going to see it from a different angle. Okay. So, knee here, center, right? And one side's tighter than the other, guys. That's normal. Don't worry about it. Right? We expect that. You should expect that. We're not balanced perfectly, but we want to get down and feel that stretch into our glute. Nice, and relax into it, right? That's why I always kind of stop talking when I get into my position, because you want to take a deep breath. Good. Awesome. All right. And in 3 seconds, we're going to go into the cobra stretch, all right? Ready? Here we go. Bring our hands up. Nice, just like that. And remember, it's called the cobra stretch, so try to envision that arch in the back, right, of that cobra. Nice. And in that position, we relax. Yes, there's tension in the arms because we're holding ourselves up, but we relax the muscles being stretched. Fantastic. Wow. You guys are killing it. All right. Last thing we want to do is for the shoulders, and then we'll call it a day. We've done these before. We're going to do them again today, okay? So, as you can see, we're doing the towel, right? So, as if we're trying to scratch the middle of our back, this hand, right, is going to pull down on the arm on the top. Ready? And we pull it to where it's very, I mean, you're really, really reaching an area where I don't think you can go any more without pain. From here, you relax. Let those shoulder muscles relax now. Good. And release slowly. Good. Other side, and then we'll do the bottoms, and then we're done. They're saying, Chris, what do you mean the bottoms? You'll see. All right. So, again, it's okay to have one side stiffer than the other. That's why we're using the towel to bring it into that deeper stretch. Relax. Don't let that shoulder tension take over. Good, just like that. Good job. All right, now for the bottom. So I'll spin around again, even though I don't have those breakdancing moves because this mat is very sticky. So here's what we're going to do. Same thing, except notice the hand position. Now, the knuckles, right? So you should be palm out at the bottom. And we're going to pull up on that arm. All right? And by pulling up on that arm, it's going to put a lot of tension on that shoulder. So you got to make sure you're careful. Go slow. You don't want any pain. You want to relax that shoulder. If it starts to hurt, guys, you got to loosen it up. All right? And what you want to feel is you want to feel a lot of tension without pain. The tension starts to become sharp, and you know, listen, we've all stubbed our toes. We've all done things that we understand what sharp pain is. If it starts to get sharp, then you have to ease it up. Going too far, okay? So, towel over the shoulder. So if you're looking at the front, the knuckle position you see should be like this. So you're technically what's called a prone position, but you don't want to get too technical if people don't know what that means. Now we're putting that shoulder up. We encourage it to stretch. No sharp pains, right? We want the tension without sharpness. Relax. Doing great. And let it go. Awesome job, guys. Listen, we're totally done, but you know what? Let's throw in a bonus. Because bonuses are always good. We all like bonus stuff. We're going to do an extra back stretch, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We use a towel. We're going to put it around our feet. Right? My towel is so tiny, I have no choice but to reach. But that works out well for me, okay? Because what we're doing, obviously our legs are straight. We are pulling our lower back down. Don't worry about the knees, guys. The knees, if they're straight or bent, not the end of the world. But we want to bring that, because what we're doing is we're stretching out the lower back. That's your focus. Good, and we're going to pull down a bit. Good. Awesome. Right? Just like that. You have done advanced stretches for Friday morning. Listen, guys, it's the 20th of November. Technically a month away from Christmas. Thanksgiving weekend for our U.S. friends. And I know it becomes a time of year that we're so used to spending it together. We all want to get together. We want to have houses full of people, friends and family, parties. I mean, you name it, right? We want to really get together, and this is the time of year to do that. However, this year is an ugly year, right? We all know it's our time of COVID, right? And there's a lot of positives going on, right? They're coming out with vaccines. But still, for everyone to get vaccinated, they're talking third to fourth quarter 2021. So that means September to December, somewhere in there of next year. Okay, so it doesn't mean we let our guard down. And I know you hate hearing it. Believe me, I hate it too. But it's important, right? I think about the sacrifices that we've done as a country together. Right, we've fought 2 world wars and won both of them, might I add. Right, we had so many people volunteering for the Second World War that they had to turn people away. That's how much Canadians were banded together and willing to stick up for each other, right? And that's what this is all about. Wearing masks. If it was just you, it would be fine. I don't wear a mask because I'm particularly afraid for myself. I wear a mask because you know what? I might be hurting someone else's mother or someone else's grandmother, or maybe a little kid. Maybe a family loses their mom who's in their 40s uh, this year. Right? That's no good, guys. We can't let that happen. We can't be a part of that. We need to band together as Canadians, as Quebecers, as Montrealers to really help stem the tide. So yes, this year might be the sacrifice year. So that next year we can have the biggest, craziest, packed full parties that you ever had, right? So stay vigilant, guys. It's hard. I know it's hard, right? Remember, again, you think back to the struggles that our country has gone through, right? You think about the poor Brits who were sleeping in subway stations while they're getting bombed by Germans. Guys, it's important that we stick together on this, right? That we love each other, that we care enough about each other to band together and defeat this annoying virus. Yeah, we're all tired of it, but we'll get there, and we'll get there together. All right? So that's my speech. Go out and have a good weekend. Watch out for that crazy snowstorm. Hopefully it doesn't get you, but have a great time anyway. Get some fresh air where you can, and we'll see you back here on Monday. All right? Now time for the awkward sign off. Have a good day, everybody.